Honey, hello. I think we're live. Yay! Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Holistic Wellness Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. So today's all about releasing the wisdom within. Releasing the wisdom within. So, when I talk about releasing, it's about surrender. It's about letting go of any expectations that you might have. That's been a huge theme for me this week. The past couple weeks is really learning how to release expectations. So I wanted to bring that to you today and share my heart with you today about that. And what I've learned over the past couple weeks as I've been going through an amazing leadership training. It's actually been 4 months of training, coming to an end this month, which is kind of sad. But what I've learned, I think, the most is to really, really know how to release the expectations. And what that looks like for me is not worrying about being in control of every little aspect of my life. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't take charge and I don't still go out and make things happen, and or that I don't, cause and affect amazing change and greatness in the world around me. Because leadership, which is what I've been learning about, leadership is about being the source of that. It's about being the source of a transformed world. And so when I talk about releasing the expectation, I'm not saying that you don't take ownership of your life. And I'm also not saying that you sit back and wait for life to happen to you, because it doesn't work that way. What I am saying is when you set the intention, a powerful intention, you set your own intention of what you want to cause and create in the world, in your life, in your relationship, in your career, in if you have a business, in your business, in your leisure world, in every aspect of your life, in your health, in your wealth, all of that. You are setting these powerful intentions that you will take action on to make happen. And at the same time, release all of your expectations. Release the attachment to it. You release the attachment to it. So, for example, let me try to think of one that you guys will relate to. Okay, relationships. Because pretty much everyone, I know not all of you have a business. I was thinking of a business example, but um, everyone has some kind of relationship, whether it's a family relationship, a mother and child relationship, a friend relationship. All of us have relationships in our lives. So in terms of a relationship, releasing those expectations, it's understanding that you cannot control the actions of the people around you. I think we all know that, right? We can control ourselves, and we can control our choices and how we react and how we respond to the people around us. But like, I cannot make any one person react in the way that I expect that they should be reacting, right? Like, we can't do that. So when but what I can do is I can set the intention for how I would like a relationship in my life to be. And in fact, this is personal for me. I will share about my relationship with my spouse. So and many of you know my spouse, which is fine. So I'm married to an amazing, loving, caring, generous, creative, curious woman. And I did not always see those specific qualities in her on a daily basis. She always had them. She's always had them. But I didn't always see them every single day because my expectation in the past was on, what do I get to get out of this relationship? It was more me focused. It was more focused on myself. And so my expectations were, okay, well if she loves me, she should be, acting in a certain way. Those of you who know me really well, for example, you know that I love hugs. My love language is touch. So I had this expectation, and she knows that. We've been through trainings together and relationship retreats together that talked about the love languages. So there's an understanding of what that means between us. And so I had this expectation of, okay, well, she knows that that's my love language. Therefore, she should be hugging me like every day because she knows that that's what's going to make me feel loved by her. And it wasn't happening without me like initiating it, right? Because it's not her love language. Those of you who know her, you know that she's very, energetic and just into the present moment. She's into experiencing life and kind of gets caught up in different things and doesn't always think of the physical, of the hugging, um which I love that now. um but anyway, getting back to my story for you guys, I had this expectation that this is how she should be, interacting with me. And it wasn't working because it was just making me feel frustrated and upset having this expectation. Here's what she should or could or woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda be doing for me. So who's that about? That's about me, right? And what I want. So I was not focused in thinking those thoughts. When I was in the pattern of thinking those thoughts to myself over and over again of why isn't she hugging me when I want her to, or whatever? Why do I always have to be the person that goes up to her for a hug when she knows that, that this is my love language and like she should just do it, right? Like, come on. But here's the thing. Here's the wisdom. When you do that and you have this expectation, it first of all, I cannot control her. And who out there likes to be told what to do? Anybody? Do you like it when other people tell you should behave in this way, or you should act in this way, or you should, cater to someone else in this way? Do you like that? Probably not, right? And none of us do. None of us do. None of us like to be told what to do or how to be, because we get to choose how we want to be. No one has the right or the authority to tell us how to be in the world. We get to make that decision for ourselves. So when I learned how to shift my focus and I learned how to release that expectation of you should be hugging me every day, right? When I learned how to release that and not expect it, I stopped expecting it. I was like, you know what? I learned through my training and my experience that it's so much better in relationships when you focus outward, when you focus on what can I give to the other person. Not what am I getting in return, or why aren't you, hugging me? But when you really, really focus on, wow, I have a person in my life who chose me, who chose to be committed to me. And not everyone can say that. So that, just that fact alone is a huge, huge gift. Because not everyone could say that, honestly. So it took me shifting my own mindset and realizing, wow, I have an amazing, amazing gift. I have someone who loves me and cares for me and is there for me and chose to be with me outside of everyone else. What an amazing gift. So why am I sitting here focused on, what am I getting out of this? It, like, I have an amazing spouse, and I do. Those of you who know her, you know she's awesome. Um, so that was the shift for me. That was the shift for me. The shift for me was releasing that expectation of what's in it for me and focusing outward on what are all the qualities that I love about her. What are all the things that I can focus on? So I changed my focus. Instead of focusing on what am I not receiving that I want, I focused on what am I seeing? What am I receiving? What is amazing about her, about this situation, about the relationship? What's the gift? I focused on what's the gift. And when I did that, like, everything turned around. Like, she hugs me every day. And I don't ask, okay? So, like, it's amazing how when you release the expectation of any situation, because this will apply in any situation in your life, not just relationships. When you release that expectation and you focus on your intention, which my intention became to love. It became to just love and serve and be in that energy, that frequency of love and gratitude that I know we've talked about so many times. When you're in that frequency of love and gratitude and you're just focused on that then she shifted. I shifted myself, and it caused a shift in her. It caused me to see her in a different way, and it caused a shift in our relationships. We were in a place where, like, we didn't go on dates or anything. We go on dates like every week now. Like, it's just so amazingly connected than it was in the past. And it all came from releasing the expectation. And I want to bring this back again to the inner wisdom. So when I use that word releasing the inner wisdom, because that's the title of today's topic. Releasing means you're letting go, you're surrendering, you're releasing that expectation. And the inner peace, the part about the inner wisdom means that we're not searching for the answers outside of us. I'm not gonna, like in the case of, in that example with my relationship with my spouse, I wasn't on the phone calling everybody, calling my mom and calling my sister and my friends, and engaging in conversation with other people about, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't, she's not acting the way I want her to act, and what should I do, and all of that. I didn't look outside to see, like, well, what do the experts say? What's going on? Like, what does my friend say? What's this other person say? When you get into trying to find the right answer, and you're looking in all the other places aside from with it what your heart is telling you, that's when you're in your head. And for me, that's my analyzer. I have an analyzing personality, right behind my supportive, nurturing personality. And when I get into that space, I lose my connection with the divine. We've talked about intuition a lot, and self-care a lot. And part of being in connection with the divine, with your inner wisdom, with your inner knowing, with whatever you want to call it, God or Buddha or the earth or whatever you call it, when you go up into your head and you're trying to analyze everything and figure out what's the right answer, you've disconnected yourself from that divine. And the divine lives within you. And I've said this before, but some of you might be new, so I'll say it again. Our souls are literally created from and of God. So I always say this. Imagine a bucket of liquid light. That's God. And when our souls were created, it's like someone took a ladle and scooped up a spoonful of God, a spoonful of that liquid light, which is God's energy, and then poured it into a little mold and created us. So we are literally made of that same exact energy, the same essence of God. And if you're Christian, you would call that the Holy Spirit, right? Like, that lives within us. We are connected in that way. And the seed of our soul lives right here. It lives right in your heart. It lives when you become still and present to that deep wisdom within. That's when you get to be connected. And that's when you'll know to release all the expectations. That's the surrendering. When you surrender to the wisdom of the divine and allow it to flow through you. So that's my message for you all today, is to release your expectations so you can step into your inner wisdom from the divine and allow it to guide you and lead you and flow through you in your life. So it's I feel like, my goodness, I feel like I just shared like a church sermon with you guys or something, but I guess someone needed to hear that today because it just kind of flowed. And of course, that's the message, is to let it flow. So I hope you all have an amazing Holistic Wellness Wednesday, and I hope you take some time to just allow yourself to be still and be present to that inner wisdom that's inside of you. Release it. Let it come through you. All right. Love you all. Have an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.